Hello. I mentioned in my previous video that I had filmed this giant video that I thought I would split into two so you guys aren't stuck just watching me for like an hour straight. So this is part 2. I'm going to cut to me talking about my interview process, what it was like showing up for the interview, questions asked, the presentation and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, make sure to keep watching because that's what this is all about. If you have any questions about anything regarding the program or things I might have missed, because knowing me, I missed everything, then let me know and I am totally happy to respond to those down below. But just keep watching if you just want to be really nosy and learn all about me. So I only filmed a little bit before because obviously it was like 7 AM. I was rushing, I was stressed out, but it said to be there 15 minutes early before 9, so I was there at like 8:20 because I was really early because I knew where I was going and it was just downtown. They said that they were doing a 2-hour presentation. They only did about a 1-hour presentation. They did a little bit of like trivia, so like name the 4 parks, highest points of the parks, opening day, stuff like that. And then we went over the like aspects of the program, the different roles. They told us which roles were available because prior to your interview you filled out a like role preference checklist, so there's only certain jobs that you can do, and they told you like which jobs were available. So for example, this year they had only 1 character, but it's a very specific character, no character attendance, and no housekeeping. So it was only lifeguard, merch, attractions, quick service food and beverage, and Cedar, I believe. Those were the 5 that were available. They went through that. They talked about cost breakdown. If you have any questions about that, feel free to leave me a comment, shoot me an email, do whatever. Send me a message, slide into my DMs. And then we went outside, they set up, we had our interview. It was super quick, pretty much. I felt stressed. I was in the first group, but it goes in alphabetical order, so I was F, last name French. So there's still people before me, and some of them were so fast. Like literally 3-minute interviews. So when I went into mine and she asked me a billion questions, I was like, this is either a really good thing or a really bad thing. I don't remember all of them. I tried to like write them down, but I might have missed things. But kind of like what I was asked in my interview is, 1, she'd asked early in the presentation who had visited international parks, and I'd gone to Tokyo Disney Sea before. So she asked me about that. She asked why I was in Japan, which I was there on a cultural exchange, which worked out really well for me to bring that in without it being awkward. So I talked about that exchange program a little bit through my school and through my city, which was Cologne at the time. She asked me why this program and how I found out about it. I told her straight up, I saw a girl on Instagram who was from New Westminster, which is close to me in Burnaby, and I creeped her Instagram page and sent her a comment. She was like, yeah, this is this program, it's really cool, I've done it. And I was like, sweet. And then I looked into it a bit more and I wanted to do the program because I love Disney. I've had great experiences with cast members because I do visit the West Coast Park pretty often. I also have experiences with exchange programs, and because I lived in dorms up on campus, I lived with a lot of people from different cultures and I loved learning about that. I was probably talking about that fast too, so I don't know how much information she actually got from that. But then she was like, oh, so you've lived in dorms, you've lived on campus, you're totally good with living with people. And I was like, yeah, I've had like a bajillion like people living in sharing a bathroom. It's fine. I'm totally fine with people. She asked me about what I wanted to do after I graduated, which freaked me out because 1, I do not know. 2, it's not related at all to the program. I said I'm a criminology student. I don't exactly know what to do with it, but I've also taken a lot of communications courses. That is my minor, and I love working with people. I love my job right now. I'm probably gonna come back to the job I have right now if I do get the program. So I told her that. Oh, I also mentioned, because if you know anything about my job now, we work off of things called like the values, and the Disney company works off of like 4 keys of excellent guest experience or something like that, and they align very similarly. So I talked a bit about that to be like, I did my research, okay? I know what I'm talking about, please hire me. But yeah, asked me about how I would handle the heat, which gave me an excuse to talk about how I went to Costa Rica for 2 weeks on another cultural exchange. So that was fun. What else? She asked me about my move-in day because there's 2 different move-in days, either early May or end of May. And I wanted early May because I'm trying to come back to graduate in June. She asked me if I had any questions for her. I asked how she became involved in the Walt Disney Company. which was nice because she talked a lot about like growth in the company, and I was like, yeah, I really like that. She asked about tattoos. I do have one tattoo, if you do not know. It is a small-ish, she's about this big, I'm gonna say. She's a little palm tree on the back of my leg, which stressed me out because she seemed really concerned about covering it. If you don't know, you can't have any visible tattoos. So we talked a lot about like if a sock will cover it or a shoe would cover it, if I need pants, stuff like that. Also, as I mentioned, just for prep, I have this guy in my nose. I flipped him up so you wouldn't see him. I also had ordered different earrings because these you can see straight through, but I just wore my hair down because they didn't come in the mail on time. It's fine, they actually never appeared. It's been a week now and they still haven't come, so. Then she asked about my role preference placement. I put attractions as my number 1. Hello, Nicole. Attractions is a lot of like ride stuff, but it also I think includes like greeter, parade, crowd management, stuff like that. I just think it'd be cool. I think it'd be interesting. Number 2, I put merch. Obviously, I've been in retail since I was like 8 years old, it feels like at this point. Not actually, but I'm in retail for like freaking forever. I have a lot of retail management with cash handling, stuff like that. And then my number 3 was Cedar, which is pretty much like a hostess at a restaurant. So it's knowing like floor plans and what table goes where and what servers where and all that. They were really pushing quick service food and beverage this year, which I'm sure isn't a terrible job, but it's not the most ideal out of them. So she was asking like, have you thought about this? Would you consider this? Why would you do this? And I was like, honestly, like very last case scenario, I would. Last choice. I just like working more with merchandise, and I think attractions would be a unique experience. And while I kind of felt bad about that, apparently like everyone else had the same experience, so I feel less bad about it. But I still kind of am like, ugh, that's probably the one thing that would give me worse chances on this. For Cedar, she asked if I was like comfortable with memorizing floor plans and names and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I do all the training where I work. I'm pretty good at memorizing stuff, I think, in my personal opinion, so who knows. And then for attractions, she asked me, am I comfortable memorizing like spiels and safety things and like speeches and public speaking? And I was like, yeah, I'm super comfortable in public speaking, which rolls into the last thing before she asked if I had any questions for her. She asked like strongest features, which like your biggest strength and your biggest weaknesses are like my least favorite questions. But for strengths, I said I work really well in a team. I have strong leadership abilities, really strong cash handling, money, that kind of stuff, because that's like all I do at my job. Public speaking I'm really comfortable in. I've done a lot of public speaking in school as well as doing presentations at work. Yeah. Oh, and then just like to base things, like, are you comfortable with the criminal record check? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. I do that for my job now anyways. And are you comfortable with drug tests? And I made a really bad joke about how I'm a criminology student, so I sure hope I don't do drugs. And then she kind of laughed, and then it was really awkward, and I was like, this is where I fail. Those are pretty much everything that I was asked. Summed up, she told us that by March 1st we should hear. Last year they said they heard by the 23rd of February, and then I'm kind of stressed because you have like 7 days to pay a crap ton of money to accept the job if you do. So today is the 7th, February 7th. When I get an email, I will pop in and talk to you guys about that. I'm sorry this is gonna be 12 hours long. Okay, bye. But yeah, that was kind of me summing up my experience with interviewing for the Disney Cultural Exchange program as a Canadian. So if you have any questions about anything, totally let me know. I'm happy to answer them. You would reply here. Also, probably the easiest way to get a hold of me is gonna be through Instagram. So Lo Does Disney is my Disney Instagram. I'm on that, honestly, probably more than my other Instagram. So shoot me a comment, hit me up with a direct message. I'm happy to answer you there. And then everything else, my normal Instagram. I'm also thinking about blogging. I know that no one reads blogs anymore. I understand, but like, I kind of just want something to do besides YouTube. So if you feel like you would read a blog, or if you have any exciting topics you want me to talk about in regards to the program or just generally life, because I'm sorry for all the people that are not here for me and Disney and now you're stuck with me. But if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or complaints, leave them down below, and I will see you guys soon with probably something not Disney related so you all don't hate me. Okay, bye.